You know the feeling. The alarm goes off, but you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. You're foggy, dragging, and somehow already behind on a schedule that hasn't even started yet. The usual advice says you just need to set your alarm an hour earlier, or maybe down an extra cup of coffee before heading out the door. But those are just band-aids. The truth is, the foundation of a highly productive day isn't built in the morning. It is built in the dark, the night before, during your evening routine. To understand how to actually secure your mornings, we need to map out 4 specific areas: the trap as undisciplined leisure, protecting the asset, the wind-down protocols, and finally, the cutoff point. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how the choices you make tonight directly dictate your cognitive performance and decision-making tomorrow. Let's look at what happens right after a long workday. Your brain is depleted from making hundreds of micro-decisions. When you finally walk through the door, you naturally gravitate toward the path of least resistance. This leads straight into what productivity researchers call undisciplined leisure. It's the 2 hours of binge-watching a new show, or the endless scroll through a social media feed. We choose these activities because they offer instant, low-effort comfort. But there is a biological trap hiding in that comfort. Hours of mindless consumption don't actually let your mind rest. Processing flashing pixels and fragmented information requires active engagement from your nervous system, keeping your brain highly stimulated long after you've clocked out. Because you delayed true neurological recovery, you wake up the next morning with your mental sharpness compromised and your natural problem-solving skills left dormant. Undisciplined leisure feels incredibly relaxing in the moment, but it actively steals the energy you need to perform the next day. To stop that energy drain, we have to look at how we treat sleep itself. For a lot of ambitious people, sleep is viewed as a necessary evil, an obstacle standing in the way of getting things done. The non-essentialist thinks that trading 1 hour of sleep equals 1 more hour of productivity. The essentialist knows that 1 more hour of sleep yields several hours of much higher productivity the next day. That brings us to this specific principle. Our highest priority is to protect our ability to prioritize. You are your own greatest asset. When sleep deprived, the first executive function to break down is your ability to evaluate options. Without rest, your brain loses the capacity to tell the difference between a critical, high-leverage task and a completely trivial distraction. Everything starts to look equally urgent. Sleep is an asset that defends your ability to make good choices. And a structured evening routine is the security system you build to protect that asset. Building that security system doesn't happen by accident. It requires installing specific physical triggers in your environment, cues that signal to your brain that the workday is officially over. The most common mistake people make is working or scrolling right up until the moment total exhaustion hits, and then just stumbling into bed, expecting their brain to instantly power down. Instead, you need a wind-down protocol. For example, you can link the completion of a small evening chore to an environmental shift. The moment you finish washing the dinner dishes, you immediately dim the lights around the house. You stack these triggers. Right after you lock the front doors for the night, you walk over and turn down the thermostat. A cooler physical environment actively induces deeper, more restorative sleep. These small, deliberate actions act as an off switch. They create a psychological buffer zone between the stress of your day and the peace of your night. But even the best wind-down protocol can be easily hijacked by the single greatest threat to your evening, the glow of a screen. This is a purely physiological problem. Staring at a phone or a laptop floods your eyes with blue light, which tricks your brain's circadian clock into thinking the sun is still up, completely halting the release of sleep-inducing hormones. To defend against this, you have to institute a hard cutoff point, a specific time, say 8 p.m., where all electronic use definitively stops. Enforce this boundary physically. Instead of bringing your phone to bed, leave it charging elsewhere, and replace it on your nightstand with a physical book. Forcing a strict digital cutoff removes the temptation of late-night scrolling and gives your nervous system the exact biological conditions it needs to shut down smoothly. Think of your mind like a descending airplane. It cannot landing safely without a long, clear runway. Your brain cannot drop into deep sleep without a deliberate, clear evening routine. We've seen that undisciplined leisure drains your mental battery, that sleep is an asset you must protect, that physical protocols signal your brain to power down, and that a strict digital cutoff secures your rest. People who perform at the highest levels don't just wake up and hope to be ready. They meticulously design their evenings to ensure that tomorrow's focus and energy are inevitable. And that is exactly how you build an evening routine that truly protects the asset of your tomorrow.